What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, it's time for a checkup video on ye oldie Gladiator Guild Manager. This is a game where you are going to be hiring mercenaries to kill each other in the arena of war. It is in a medieval fantasy setting, and I kind of like the animation, the art style of this game quite a bit. The last time we took a look at it was, I think, back in October. So it's July now. I mean, it's about time for a checkup. 8 months or so, 9 months or so. I don't know. I can't do abstract math involving 12s. Base 12, so confusing. Anyways, we're going to dive on in today, spend about 25-30 minutes with the video, maybe update our observations or maybe our perceptions about the game, see if anything's been added, see if anything cool is going on with it. If after watching this video you wanted to get the game for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description. You'll also find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream just in case you wanted to hang out live. So anyways, without further ado, let's dive on into Gladiator Guild Manager. We will put the game on normal difficulty. We will be the blue team. Why not? There's a number of different options you can play around with here, tutorializing. You can start with random characters. You can have simplified starting quirks. You can also have permanent deaths so that when your gladiators die, they are actually dead. This makes the game considerably more difficult when it comes to hoarding your wealth and figuring out the amount of money that you want to play around with. If you do play with this, I would recommend maybe raising up the compensation because it's very, very easy to soft lock yourself with this turned on, but because I'm a masochist, I always tend to turn on those kinds of options in the first place. I just can't help myself. Let's go ahead and start the game off.
You're the new guild owner, I hear. Welcome to Deadwoods. Great. We have a few buildings left over by the previous owner. Take a look around. Anyway, I'm Slyn, your guild assistant. Let me give you a heads up. Gladiator championships are organized at the start of each month. Then there's the old arena named the Ring of Death. We can join the action there each week. They organize a variety of different fight types. And lastly, the Deadwoods has its fair share of problems. Bandits, beasts, feral undead, so expect to be contacted and asked for deadly gladiator services outside of the arena.
Okay. The game has voice acting now. In fact, a lot of voice acting. I'm pretty sure every single line while I was testing the game out for like an hour before doing this video, I'm pretty sure every single line of text at this point that all of the characters pitch to you has like dialogue at this point, and the voice acting is actually quite well done. It's not bad voice acting for a small title, and so that's a very, very pleasing thing to hear. The UI, let's go ahead and take a run through it. Up here, you've got all your resources. These are used for upgrading buildings inside your base and getting new units and, you know, getting items and things of that nature. The crystals are used for rezzing your dead guys. Over here, we have the various factions. There's the people, there's the Baroness, and there's the Necromancer. This is where our items will go that we can equip on our gladiators. Down here are our gladiator slots. We only have 4 at the moment. We've got a number of buttons down and off to the right that allow us to interact with various markets and places where we can buy things and invest our cash. And then, of course, we've also got the timeline up top, which will tell you what events are coming while you're playing the game. At the moment, we're paused, but if we press the space bar, it'll start to roll. Let's go to the gladiator market. We got to pick up some killing machines so that we can get on out here and make some money. Unfortunately, we didn't really roll that great of killing machines. So let's go ahead and update the shop real fast. We did get a level 2 orc over here. I do like that. Is he any good? It looks like he's fast and powerful. So every single time he gets 2 max movement speed, he gets 1 strength. That's pretty good. I'd actually be willing to go in on that, and I'm going to pay for it. We can also probably pick up an archer if we can find one that doesn't have like a bad perk. Resurrection sensitivity. When battle starts, the gladiator has increased agility, but every death permanently loses 10%. Little bit, that might be a long-term heartbreaker. This girl has nothing going on. And then this girl right here has firm as a rock. She can't be knocked down. That's pretty good. I want that. Being knocked down in this game is basically taking an L. The second you're knocked prone, they're going to get a lot of damage off on you, and there's not going to be much you can do about it. The game does use auto-battling. You have no control over these units once they go on into the arena. They handle their own, but sometimes they'll make tactical slip-ups. For me personally, I feel like that breathes a little bit more life into the game, but for other people, that might be an annoyance. For right now, we can fight in a 1v1, a 2v2, a few versus 1, 3v3. Let's do the 1v1 first. We'll start this thing off nice and simple. All right, so it's going to be us versus a knight. I'm going to put in a melee guy for this. I don't know if he's actually going to win this, even though he's got the level superiority. I'm a little bit concerned. He's got a shield that's going to... Oh, he knocked him down. Okay, yeah, he won resoundingly. Never mind. That fight was over quickly, deadly and disgustingly. We get an item. It looks like we got a carrot. Okay, the carrot is a consumable. If you put this on a character, they'll eat it in the fight, and it allows them to move a little bit faster. We also got paid 30 bucks and 10 iron ingots. Not the best paycheck for risking death that I would have ever guessed. I don't think that I would risk my life for 30 bucks. But, you know, different strokes for different folks, I guess. If we go on into the guild, there's probably some things we can upgrade. Yeah, indeed there are. The game actually starts you off with a pretty generous allotment of stuff. We can unlock cryomancers. We can unlock well, we can't get pyromancers right now, but we could get cryomancers. We can upgrade the archery range. That will make our archers, I think, better. I don't know what... yeah, it makes them level up faster. And I think that's uniform across all of the class types. We can also... we have a reviving temple down here. With the reviving temple, what we can do is we can upgrade this so that it revives our characters faster. If they die in combat, they get a little wheel of time on them before a priest can come and resurrect them from death to come back. Over here, these are going to be inventory upgrades, so we can hold more items in our stockpile, and we can hold more gladiators in our stable. For right now, I think I'm going to take the cryomancer hut so that we can pick up some more interesting gladiators. And then I think we just got to let time run for the moment. There's not going to really be much that we can do until this resets. We can do the 2v2, and I would recommend that we do that. Since we're not really risking anything on the line by taking these fights, I'm just going to take them. We'll put them both in right here. We'll see how the whole thing goes. His knight is already down. However, before our orc can close the gap, our orc may get killed by the archer. Orcs and archers, they're kind of like the counter to one another. Archers tend to run circles around them and just really, really mess them up. We got a health or a minor strength potion. It was red, so I thought it was a health potion. 30 bucks, 15 rocks. I'll take it. You just risked your life in the arena for the entertainment of the throng. Here is your celebratory victory rock. Thank you. Thank you for this tremendous gift of generosity that you have given me and my people. Now, each of your characters, they do have level ups. They don't have, like, talent trees or anything else like that, as far as I know for right now. I would like it if they had talent trees. I think one of the things the game is kind of lacking, from what I've seen so far with the hour that I've played, is that you get to customize the stats on these guys. And so, like, once we level up, we'll get, like, 5 points we can put into any of these stats we want. And every single attack has, like, a tooltip down here that tells you what stats are used to calculate its damage and its firing speed and stuff like that. However, I would like to see talent trees on each of these guys to really give them, like, a personality and differential abilities from one another and really make them pop as characters. How you would get that implemented, I don't know. I'm just kind of, like, throwing ideas out there for what I sort of feel about the game, and that's something that I'd really, really like to see. Either that, or if you took this whole system and put it on like a sphere grid, almost Path of Exile style, with abilities in different directions for different classes, like intelligence, agility, strength, and different quadrants would also be a really cool customizable idea. But then again, I've always been sort of a sloppy sucker for that Path of Exile style level up system. Let's go ahead and we'll put you in right there. We'll put you in right there. And let's just duke it out. We're up against the level 3 guy. So obviously this is going to be a little bit more difficult. But we do benefit from having that opening stun right there, which is just really, really a huge boon for our team. That opening stun that the orc has as an ability is just nasty. There's a health potion. Okay, so with the health potion, we are going to put that on the orc so that when his health gets low, he will drink that and not die, because dying is bad. How's our XP going? So Eris the Restless, she's about halfway to level 2 right now. That's okay. Do I have enough money to pick up like a new gladiator? I would like to pick. There's a $30 cryomancer over here, and it's because he has a brain injury. We've got a little bit of a special cryomancer over there. This guy has heavy smokers, so he loses a lot of stamina at the beginning of the fight, and he's stupid as a brick, so he can never level up. Gross. We got like really, really bad cryomancer draws. This hurts my feelings. I feel like the universe is picking on me right now. These are events. They pop up over on the top right. If you click on them...
gladiators die, don't worry. Temple of Revival sits within the guild, resurrecting gladiators. But it takes some time. However, should you want to bring them back to life instantly, it will cost you mana crystals.
Some half-wit peasants have blocked the graveyard, preventing my necromancers from performing their work. I beseech you, gladiators, to clear the way.
Yeah, sure. Why are they blocking the graveyard, even though I also kind of already know the answer to this question?
The superstitious nonsense. They claim that raising the dead is a sacrilege, or something to that effect. Dead meat is dead meat. Once the soul forsakes the flesh, my church has rights to that meat. Besides, would they rather send their own children to guard the borders? Yes, I send dozens of undead each month to the borders. This blighted district just had to reside at the very edge with the Tyrell Kingdom. They better. If they don't like it, they can learn how to raise the dead themselves.
I do like that there's a little bit of characterization in the game, like a little tiny bit of world building here. I don't think that that was a thing the last time that I played the game. Like, I remember the missions being in the game the last time I played it, but I don't remember there necessarily being so much supplementary narrative about kind of the space that your team exists inside of. And I think that's actually a really, really good thing. Let's go ahead and, yeah, we'll go thrash him, I guess. I was under the opinion that, like, the Necromancer was a bad guy, but apparently he's been hired by the government to raise Grandma from the dead to go fight off invaders along the border kingdoms. So, like, he's not a bad guy. He's just kind of doing his job. Oof, it's a good thing we had the archer right there. He was getting stun-locked in the front. I wasn't exactly sure how much longer he was going to last.
Something else to scream about.
Okay, so we got to pick a reward down here. We can get some boots. That would increase movement speed and stamina. That would be nice. Or we can take like a little bit of happiness and a little bit of coinage. Oh, you get that by default. Okay, then I'll take the boots and I'll take the coins. There we go. Boots and coins. Sounds good. It's a new EDM remix that I'm working on. Boots and coins and boots and coins and boots and coins. You definitely need the boots because you're slow. Plus, you have that perk that makes you get extra strength for every 2 movement speed that you have, and so that's actually working towards your build. The downside is that he used his health potion to survive that last fight, which bums me out.
A pack of feral ghouls roam the forest near the village. I'd like you to dispose of them before further blame is foisted upon me.
Okay, so, like, what are the feral ghouls?
Feral and dead are those who have risen on their own and behave like wild beasts. They began to appear around a decade ago, along with the Crimson Mist.
Okay, what is the Crimson Mist?
It all started about 10 years ago, growing more and more common. Various rumors circulate as to their cause. Some say that the High Necromancer is to blame, as his dark arts disturb the balance of nature. Others claim it's due to the influence of the Baroness. Well, it ain't customary in these parts for an elven woman to rule, much less a lowborn one. Suffice to say, the common folk don't see eye to eye with her.
Okay. Let's go ahead and wipe out some ghouls then. I'm okay with a little bit of ghoulie fighting. I'm okay with it. We'll kind of like set up here so that maybe they trip over each other. I feel like that sounds advantageous. Perfect. Little bit more XP for everybody. Y'all done a really good job. Gladiators, I'm proud of you.
There's nothing worse than cleaning up after another's mess.
I'm always here for good coin. You absolutely right about that. Oh, I can only take the money or the crystals. Gotcha. Well, I want the money. I want cash. We're not in this business to, like, hoard a whole bunch of relics. We're in this business to get paid. Does she level up yet? She got one more fight until she levels up. Okay, let's advance time for a second. We'll give it a minute. Gladiator Market, you got anything else interesting rattling around? That guy's still 30 bucks. What is up with all these busted cryomancers they keep sitting in front of me? There we go. What's wrong with this guy? Fading Ambition. At the start of the battle, he gets 30% bonus intelligence, but the longer the fight goes on, he goes negative on intelligence. I mean, sure, why not? What could possibly go wrong? I also think we should probably pick up a knight. This guy's an energy vampire. Every attack takes away 5% stamina from the enemy and restores it to this gladiator. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll take that. I think these guys have a paycheck or something, too, that I have to pay. Yeah, so we should probably make some money sometime soon before Gladiator Payday comes through. Let's see if we can get the arena reset, because we've still got fights to take here. A few versus one, 3v3. All right, so for the 3v3, we're going to have to decide who we want to deploy out onto the field. They've got a pretty heavy melee combo, also with healers. So my suggestion would be maybe we deploy like so. Like, she's going to be healing that guy like crazy, and so we kind of need him to go down. I do wish that they had gone after the mage after this, and I think you can actually toggle something where you can kind of RTS control who they go after, but I haven't really played around with that system just yet. One thing about the arena that I would like to see is we're fighting inside an arena right here. How come there's no crowds? How come there's no cheering? How come there's no jeering and whatnot? Like, I would definitely think they should put a couple sprites, you know, like a couple dozen sprites around the edge of the arena here that all have like their own sound bites that they like shout while the fight is going on, and at the end of the fight you have kind of like a gong and then like a throng of just like of the crowd or whatever. Anytime somebody gets hit by a crit, the crowd goes wild, or anytime somebody dies, the crowd goes wild. That would be a really, really nice thing to add on in to make these arenas feel a little bit more alive. We've got health potions over here. We got a shield. So you get 200 HP and some strength. Poof. Know who that's going on. I'm going to put that on my orc. That's who's going to get that. Let's get our orc berserker a little shieldy boy business right there, because that raises his HP by 25%, and it makes him hit harder with all of his attacks. He's already the character most likely to die in a lot of our fights, and so I don't mind so much maybe kidding him out a bit. We got any events coming along? Raising the Dead 2.
Half-wits are at it again, interrupting our raising rituals. Have you ever seen what a half-baked ghoul looks like? We had to bash his demented brains in as a mercy. Now, I would like you to do the same to those peasants.
Yeah, sure, why not, dude? I mean, I don't really look too hard at the jobs that I'm offered. I more or less just am here to get a paycheck, so I don't really care. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like lawful evil about this whole thing. Whatever gets me like paid and also leaves me in decent standing with the people that are like in charge and like raises me up the hierarchy of the ladder, like I would like to take the money, and the axe raises our strength by 4 points. I like that. I do like that the quests are connected too. Like there's these running narratives and whatnot that you've got going on for each of these characters. I actually dig that. With our orc, he has leveled up. He's got to get to level 5 before he can get another equipment slot, but he's at level 3 right now. As you can see, we got 5 upgrade points. So what we'll really want to do is we'll want to take a look and sort of see what affects all of these abilities. Now, I feel like his kick that knocks down the enemies is one of the most valuable things to have around. However, it doesn't scale excessively well with our agility. Like, I have my doubts that pumping agility super hard is really going to help with that. With his normal attack, it's strength and agility that scales with it. I would say let's raise up his movement a little bit. Let's raise up his strength a little bit, and let's give him another 100 health for 1 point. Boop. With our archer, she's got shoot arrow, she's got melee attack, and she's got dodge. Okay. We probably just want to pump agility with her, right? Oh, surprisingly, strength scales better. Okay, let's give her a little bit of HP, and then we'll just go even split strength and agility right there. That seems all right. I wanted her to be a little bit stronger, and that actually, strangely enough, I'm going to put the axe on this guy because I think it'll help his damage out. Actually, he scales better with agility. Weird. Okay. Well, then I guess I'll give you the axe because that gave you like 20 damage. The championship is coming up. We should probably do the championship. However, I think the championship is like back-to-back fights. So I don't know exactly how this is going to go. I'm going to put a health potion on you just in case because you tend to do a lot of my tanking. We've got a 2v1, or we've got a 2 over here. Or we can go for that one right there. That one's got a purple reward. So I'll probably go for the purple reward. And it's a 3v2, so hopefully it goes okay. We'll kind of put you out front because I don't care if you die, so you grasping first aggro aggressively feels like the play. Wow, dude, we went through them like water. They didn't even have a chance. They got obliterated. To the next fight. I'm going to go for purple rewards. Oh, they start deployed way back. Ooh, that could be a little ugly. Maybe we'll pin down the ranged guys then. I don't know if I have the movement speed to close that gap, was my point. There's a nice... Oh, dude, that freeze ability is so good. It's so strong. Man, it's a tough day to be a knight out here. They're having like a bad time. Bad day to be a knight. We've got a level 3 knight over here. Is this like a 1? It's a 3v1? I expected this to be like a 1v1. I'm actually shocked that this is a 3v1. Seems a little easy, but okay. There are little guys cheering around this arena, although I don't hear the sounds of cheering or anything, so it seems like maybe some of the arenas have it and some of them don't. Next fight. We got to do 5 if we want to win the championship. 3 nights? I could do 3 nights. That's easy, dude. I call that Thursday afternoon. We got this covered. I don't care about 3 nights. We'll knock this out quick. I'm basically one-shotting half of them. His job is basically just to stand there and get punched in the face. All right, and on to our final fight. I'll take this fight right here. This isn't bad. I can take this one. I'd like to see how the Cryomancer does on this one. Okay, he took a little bit of damage. Closing the gap with this archer is going to be tough. But he made it there and she got one tapped, so he got a little bit low on health. Hopefully he didn't use up his potion. I wasn't looking too hard. We'll open this guy up. It looks like we got a health potion, a crystal, and some money. And then we got, actually, a Tusk Shield. Reflects some of the melee damage blocked by this Gladiator. So we'll want to put that on our Knight. We also got the Bamboo Bow, which we'll probably want to put on our Archer. We made a bunch of money, and I believe that we have now become the champion. We are the champion, my friend. An allegiance with the High Necromancer, because he's friendly with us.
High Necromancer sent us a letter asking if we would like to enter into an alliance with him. He's saying now he has big plans for the future of the kingdom, and he'd like us to help him in his endeavors. Maintaining a good reputation with all factions is important, since it will affect how much they're willing to reward us for completing their quests. But only the faction we sign an alliance with will trust us with their most important tasks.
Sure, why not? Signing up to be the gopher for a guy that raises grandma for the dead in order to do sketchy things definitely seems like it will have no consequences whatsoever. Never before has a consequence arisen from a situation like that. You right here, let's go ahead and put the shield on you so that you get some reflective damage. I would like to put a health potion back on you. He did, in fact, use his health potion, which is kind of a bummer. But, oh well, that's fine. I don't know if these have different levels. Like, is that 3 attached to the shield? Oh, it is. Okay, so apparently it has different qualities of the weapons, too. I like that. That adds a little bit more variability. Let's take another fight over here. A level 6 archer? Christ. I don't even know if Christ can help me here. I mean, bum rush. That's the strategy of the when your opponent has more skill than you, brute strength and charge into him. That's it. Just don't let him get up. It looks like we've got the Soul of Groundedness. Makes the Gladiator immune to knockdowns. Oh, that's actually pretty nice too. Okay, and it's level 5 as well, so that'll be pretty sweet to have. That has leveled up our Archer yet again, so that's good. I think I would like her movement speed to be a little bit better, and then we'll just even split on her since it seems like most of her scaling has to do with both. So like her accuracy scales with agility, but her damage like double scales with strength. So let's not get too creative. Over here, oh yeah, our knight's name is Splattercat. Nice, dude. Hell yeah. I'm into video game, ma. We'll go with a little bit more HP on him since his ultimate job is to be tanky as hell. It looks like his attack scales with agility, but his defense scales with strength. So we're going to go 2-for-1 strength agility on him because dealing damage is not really his job anyways. His job is just to stand there and get smacked in the face over and over and over again. Oh, that's a consumable. Interesting. Hadn't really considered that, but okay. We do have a lot of resources, so we should probably upgrade our base a little bit and, like, do something with all of this. There's a fire tower. There's a temple of light. I don't have enough rocks to make that stuff happen, but I think at the bank I can buy more rocks for money. Yeah. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I would like to pick up clerics. Yeah. Why not? I always play clerics when I'm playing like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. I'm okay with that upgrade. I do think this menu would be a little bit cooler if you actually had like the layout of a map and then there was like different square slots and like you could put these buildings in and kind of build your own custom gladiator area that's like made in your image. I feel like that would be pretty cool, but like that's like a minor thing. A lot of the time, like with these videos, I never know if I should talk about these little suggestions because like people sometimes on the internet interpret them as being complaints and they're not. They're just observations. That's it. Like if it doesn't happen, like I'm not gonna be upset about it. Like it's not gonna stop me from playing the game, you know what I mean? It's just a thought on how to make the game a little bit more immersive, basically. We got Raising the Dead 3.
Some of my fighters are considering joining your guild. For the right price, I might let some of them go.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have Zrixis the Dark, she's an Afflictor. We have Zondir the Brutal, who is an Executioner. And we have Zorkax, who is a Summoner. I like the idea of a Summoner for sure. However, this guy has the Crimson Lung. Oh, Crimson Lung is apparently like a good thing. This guy's actually pretty good. I'll take him. Also, he's got a stylish, pointy, like, gnome hat. And who doesn't love stylish, pointy gnome hats? And we've got our next arena fight coming up. Oh, yeah, I should probably do Raising the Dead pretty soon, too. I will put him in the 1v1. I want to see what this Necromancer does. I want to see what his ability is so that I can plan for the future. Fight! So it looks like he fires like a shadow bolt. It looks like he summons some, like, little groovy ghoulies. Okay. So, like, definitely a support character. Like, he's got a little bit of spin-up time. But honestly, not bad. Not bad at all. And you do get different units depending on what side you go with. So I did a little bit of like an hour of playing, as I said earlier in the video, and I sided with the Baroness. Every faction seems to have their own, like, 3 distinct gladiators. So the Baroness has people from the Imperial Guard basically join your faction. And there's like a arbalestier, there's like a spearman, and there's like just a normal guard guy that's kind of like a variation on the knight. And obviously with the Necromancer, we get the Afflictor, we get the Summoner, and we get the Executioner, which I think is a pretty good split, actually. You've got like 2 casters and a melee versus like 2 melees and I think a bowman with the Baroness, and I haven't gone with the people yet. I'm going to check it out, but I haven't gotten around to it just yet. But the game does seem to be fleshing out with content and like branching paths on some of these jobs and like a storyline and like background.
You'll have to spill more peasants' blood and teach them the price of interfering with matters of the church.
Well, I already signed the paperwork, so we might as well. We're contractually obligated to stomp out the proletariat. We'll put in an archer. We'll go with 2 melees in the front, and we'll go with a Necromancer in the back. Oh, that first opening knife throw hurt like hell. I think they finally got his shield down, though. Nobody's died yet, but yeah, it got a little bit sketchy and close for our orc.
Now we'll see if they feel like doing any more peaceful protesting.
Dude, they were protesting peacefully?
Oh, the worst kind. Passive-aggressive criminals.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that was a piece of information you probably should have told me at the beginning of the quest, but then again, I didn't ask, so I suppose on a certain level, I share some of the blame here. I definitely want the blue gem. I definitely want the... Oh, I can only have one? Oh. I guess I'll take the blue gem, because we can slot that onto our Necromancer. And that'll give him some intelligence, because I'm guessing his Shadow Bolt scales, yeah, entirely with intelligence. And then it looks like his Ghoul scales with agility. So if we can itemize some intelligence into him and then mass dump agility, we can get this cooldown on his Ghoul down I didn't actually plan for that to rhyme, but it was pretty awesome. But anyways, if we can get that cooldown, I'd love to get a character that just spams zombies onto the field. I love necromancy in every game. But yeah, this is Gladiator Guild Manager. From what I've seen so far, they're definitely working on it. There's definitely more stuff being added. It's a far cry from the first demo I played, where basically you played the first week of fights and it was over. Now there's like characterizations, and there's like different leaders and different factions, and there's units being added on in, and voice acting, and you know, all that kind of stuff. And really now I think all that they have to do is continue on that path, continue adding more depth, make the game, you know, have lots and lots and lots of little doodads and things for you to fiddle with, like lots of options for multiple playthroughs and stuff like that, branching paths in the quests and whatnot. But as it stands right now, I think the game is on a good path. I haven't really seen anything other than like some cheers, you know what I mean? Make the arena sound like you're watching the movie Gladiator with Russell Crowe, you know? Other than that, though, everything else feels fairly well arranged if you're into auto-battling RPGs. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we had Gladiator Guild Manager. Tomorrow we will have something else. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will be back tomorrow with something hot and fresh off the indie skillet. As a final outward, I've mentioned this in a couple of videos, but not everybody watches every video that I put out there. You may have noted that there are a lot of checkup videos happening right now. It's due to the Steam sale. The Steam sale has made the Steam platform really hard to navigate to find games. And so anyways, and also adding injury to insult there, nobody releases into the Steam sale because like there's no visibility. And so anyways, we're gonna be doing a lot of checkups just because there's not a whole lot of things coming out until probably like July 8th or so. So that's why, in case you've been wondering. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye everybody.